Comedian FunnyMaine on a Friday, ready for a championship weekend of college football. This is going to be exciting, y'all. It may be some chaos, no matter who wins or loses, but we're going to see who's going to make it into that 12-team playoff. This is the inaugural season of them having it. I'm excited to watch some football. Comedian FunnyMaine. I'm a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst on right now. Turn it all the way up. Who's my favorite Bama player of all time? David Palmer, hands down. Same high school as me, same height as me, just a bad man. All you young Bama fans, get on your Googler and know who David Palmer is. My man wants to know how far the Georgia Bulldogs would drop should they lose. Georgia, that would be a tricky position, okay, because that would give you 3 losses, and then the next 2 3-loss teams, Alabama and Ole Miss, you have already lost to those 2 teams, so go handle your business in Atlanta, Georgia. Don't put yourselves in a bind. So they may drop out of the playoff with a loss. Do I think some of these teams with weak schedules are about to be exposed? Now, I think most teams, all teams outside of Oregon have been exposed in some kind of way already this season. That's the parity of college football. Anybody can lose at any time. So I don't think it's too much about the schedule right now. The playoffs have actually started, okay? Win this championship game, you're in. Just that simple. If Boise State loses to UNLV, who will get that 5th spot, the auto bid? I think you got to go with Notre Dame off top. They're independent, not in the conference, so I'm going to say Notre Dame will probably get it one way or the other. Would Clemson winning their championship game knock Alabama out of the playoff? There's a lot of Alabama fans that are just openly rooting for SMU to beat Clemson, and I do think this is the one doomsday scenario for Alabama right here that could keep them out of the playoff. So I can't say for sure to keep them out, but this will be the worst case scenario for Alabama. Will SMU make the playoffs if they lose to Clemson in the ACC championship? Now, they're 11-1 right now. That one loss coming to a very good BYU team. It actually looks like the best team on their schedule. I'm going to say that if they lose, I think they're out just because that schedule is so weak. But who knows what this playoff committee will do, because with only 2 losses, one in the championship, they would have an argument to still make it. Does it really matter for Bama if Clemson wins or not? Yes, absolutely yes, it matters. Every game matters. If you're Alabama, every play, everything that happens this weekend, that's the position that you put yourself in when you lose 3 games in the regular season. You don't control your fate. So everything is going to have some kind of domino effect that will affect Alabama, including the result of the Clemson game. If Penn State pulls off a miracle and beats Oregon, do they move to #1 in the country? This is not far-fetched at all. It's going to depend on if Texas can win. Texas is #2, Penn State #3. If they could beat Oregon and Texas loses, yes, go ahead and put Penn State at the #1, and whoever would have saw that coming. SEC championship prediction, Georgia versus Texas. Now, Georgia thumped Texas in Austin early this year, 30-15. And listen, I think Texas has got revenge on their mind. I think Sark is about to dial it up. And I think they're going to trade blows, man. Georgia gets the win in Austin, and here comes Texas getting the win in Georgia. Give me the Longhorns in this one. And the #1 question this week, very obvious. Do you think Alabama will make it into the playoff? I absolutely do. Not saying that as a fan or anything. I just think Alabama is still one of the top 12 teams. They've got more top 25 wins than anybody. But I think they're going to slide in and have to go on the road that first round, which is going to be tricky for them because all 3 of their losses have come on the road. But I think Alabama will be in the playoff this year. Yo, if you want to get your questions in, and I know you do, we got some extra football this year because of this expanded playoff. So that means I get to do a few more videos, and I'd love to hear from you. But you got to follow me on Instagram or Facebook to get your questions in directly to my DMs. Comedian FunnyMaine, I'm just a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst, let's do it again a few more times this season.